All right, here we go. Welcome to the Fury of Friday. Hold on, let's get this settings here on. Still have to mess with this sample rate because something else isn't set right, or just this computer ain't handling it. So if we can successfully move every file that's played on air here to another computer in this program, then maybe we'll continue. Did it wrong. All right, so we're back. Just give me 1 second. Revolt Radio presents the RFO Show Live. Live show where we doom scroll and discuss what we're seeing and looking at the facts being presented by we the people since the media refuses to talk about it. Since the Epstein, all that crap that we've been screaming for decades has been confirmed, and now they're just releasing and bragging about it. It's clear that justice won't get done and we may have to take matters into our own hands. So, people to better understand that, we'd like to do this show where we get to hear what the people say themselves. We get to hear the people in the crowd, we get to hear the people. We're not hearing reporters. We're not hearing, well, this guy said, and fighting over the opinion. People aren't buying it no more. So if you want to hear what the people are saying, this is the show for you, representing the people from Oklahoma. Right here, representing from Oklahoma. That's what it means. We're also inviting guests to doom scroll with us, or if you want to just go back and forth, more of a traditional conversation style interview, whatever it is. And you got information, you got a leak, you're a whistleblower, etc., claiming whistleblower status under title whatever. 13. We'd love to have you on the air if you're running for office and you're wanting to push against this corruption and you're willing to risk your life to expose it all. We'd love to have you on air too. We're supposed to have Sarah Cunningham, but whoever she had as a campaign manager railroaded her in Texas. If you're already approved to be potentially to be on a regular style ballot, which as independent, she had to get a lot of signatures. They railroaded her somehow, and allegedly, you can't go in as a write-in candidate after that. So it may just be like the only way we can, you know what I'm saying, get something done is enforcing write-in candidates federally or nationally and at the state level if y'all have it. So I don't know if you running. I noticed Sean Buckner. I think I really like what he's doing. I think he's having to wake up to a lot of this stuff. But hopefully they look at all the codes, cases, and regulations that they put into place that they slid underneath us that they use to try to say that they can get away with it to make it look like their job. It's all under the color of law. It looks like law, but it's not. Supreme Court rules, as well as the lower courts and things like that. And then because we've made this viral the last few years, they came out and announced last year, yeah, artificial entities and corporate fictions do not have rights under the Constitution. Okay, so we're all seen as artificial entities and corporate fictions, and you wonder why we don't have rights under the Constitution. They don't even bat an eye when you bring it up. Right there in their own admission, and that was after the February 2025, where they came out and said administrative law judges are unconstitutional, no longer protected, so on and so forth. So we've been validated here. If you'd like to join the conversation, you're welcome. DJDIAKO55 at gmail.com is my email. Or you can message me on any platform. Spam the messages on Facebook for Revolt Radio or DJ Diako. DJDIAKO. So check that out. I'll get back to you when we jump on air. But if you're running and they're shoving you and you're not getting any exposure, you think, oh, the internet's where I need to be. As independent podcasters, you're trying to reach out. I don't care what state you're in, folks. She was from Texas. She got railroaded. I said, well, it looks if they railroad you, cut them off, and you can still expose them outside. But look, the lady that tried to run got snuffed by the Jews. You could expose what's his name? Is it Gavin Newsom? Is that the? No, I think it might be California. I can't remember the Texas. Greg Abbott. Gavin, Greg. They both sound like they couldn't have this. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, we'll expose them, whatever, you know. So welcome to the RFO show. We're back. Let's get into it. We're on Facebook right now, and we might just have to move this around. First thing is some entertainment while we're here. Nah, screw it. We'll have the comments. Again, I want to put these comments. If you put your name in these, if you are on an account with your actual name and profile, spamming these comments, give an opinion, well then you already agree for that opinion to be repeated up on a video discussing the video, like mine. We all want to know what they're saying in the comments. We're all reading the comments. Normally they censor the names. This is live. I ain't got time for that. I really ain't got time for it. So we're live. I mean, we're going to play some of these clips, get the opinion. Even though that's just entertainment. It says when I hate guns, when the I hate gun person shoots subsonics for the first time. And just imagine if you had like the, what is it, the revolving trigger or whatever that is. You can flick it back and forth and go, you know, it kind of just both ways. Pump trigger. I don't remember what it's called. Cousin had one the other day, and I can't remember all his names. I don't know. I'll obsess on that. Do you remember the names? I obsess on this. Well, I remember everything about it. We're live here. We're going to play this clip. And the one after that and get into some discussion here. I need to be more descriptive. I need to dive in more. I know normally I'm trying to stick on topic, but I can't without going too long, like 30 minutes to hours on one topic. I'm trying to make it a decompartmentalization thing where we hit all the topics. That way it's all out there. And as many things as we can cram in 3 hours, uninterrupted, right? A little break here and there. But as many things as we can cram in there that we would like to do to get out so the government officials, police, lawyers will actually investigate this. So I'll play this clip. My grandma might be pulling up, so I'm going to have to talk to her real quick and see what's going on. We may have to cut the show short for some family business and some of it being radio business. We got to get out there, and if your local business want to be a sponsor, check out our page. We're cutting deals right now, but we're learning how to do underwriting and trying to make it compatible with this program so we don't violate FCC rules.
I just want you to know I'm gonna hate this.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Why?
Because it's a 30-30 suppressed with subsonics.
So, what does that matter? It doesn't mean that...
Do you understand now what we're talking about?
I love guns! I just want you to know I'm gonna...
Okay, but here's the wild part. Henry Ford tried to pay workers more and literally got sued for it.
Quite right, Father. But first, the origin story matters because Henry Ford was born in 1863 on a Michigan farm and hated agriculture, preferring engines, gears, and tinkering over plows.
So how did he change everything?
He built his first vehicle in the 1890s, founded Ford Motor Company in 1903, and in 1908 launched the Model T, which dropped prices so middle-class families could finally buy cars.
That's freaking huge.
Then in 1913, he introduced the moving assembly line, cutting build time from 12 hours to about 90 minutes, which slashed costs and reshaped global manufacturing forever.
But why pay workers more?
In 1914, the fat man, Ford, paid $5 a day, double the norm, because he believed in paying his employees a proper wage. He also introduced the 5-day work week, allowing his workers to have a personal life.
So what went wrong?
The Dodge brothers sued him in 1919, and in Dodge versus Ford Motor Company, the court ruled in 1919 that Ford couldn't prioritize workers and prices over shareholder profits, cementing shareholder primacy in US corporate law. Oh, and their logo? A 6-pointed star.
And that's not the whole story?
No, because from 1920 to 1922, he owned the Dearborn Independent, which published his research on international Jewish influence. He named the publication The International Jew and spent millions of his own money funding the research.
And what did he find?
He found that there was a massive network of Jews that worked internationally, and he perceived that they were coordinated. He noted their influence over media, finance, and multiple other industries, as well as ties between Bolshevism and Zionism. He claimed that if you isolated the 50 richest Jews, all wars would cease. He would go on to receive praise from a certain German leader, as he kept a copy of Ford's publication in his office. The Germans even awarded Ford with the Grand Cross of the German Eagle, the highest award available to a non-German.
So yeah, the man chased truth, controversial or not, but you can't ignore how massive his influence became.
Say what you will, Father, but Ford challenged elites by betting on ordinary families, mass affordability, and workers sharing in progress.
Are you noticing yet? Follow the Griffin Intelligence Agency for more.
Okay, but here's the wild part. Henry Ford tried to pay workers more and literally got sued for it.
Quite right, Father, but first the origins.
Look at the comments. We still got people every day that's like, whoa, had that first realization. This was a day ago. Holy shit. I knew he was helping and supporting the middle class, but if the other stuff is true, we might have been on the wrong side of World War II. You know what they say, history is rewritten by the winner. Or written by the winner. Yep, Henry Ford, the Jewish question. Benjamin Franklin said our offspring's offspring will hate us because we didn't ban the Jews in the Constitution, folks. Jew, 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 Jew. Why do you talk about the Jew? Because it's Furious Friday and they're killing us all. And I had to come up with this chant, this military like chant song that just kind of came out today in my head. Anytime I see somebody go, see, the Muslims want to take over the world, and they start parroting these Jews on CNN, I'm just going to respond. I'm going to start marching. My shoes was made by the Jew. My socks was made by the Jew. My underwear made by the Jew. My hat was made by the Jew. Over and over until they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, well, I'm just going through all these things trying to find something I own or something in my house that's ran by the Muslims. You know, they're taking over the world, right? And they're poisoning everything, so that means they own all the companies and all the factories that produce the company's products and the trucking companies that, that are in between the middleman. So, you know, it would all be Muslim, right? Or at least something here would have to be Muslim. But again, my hat, and they all cringe every time. Like, I don't know about the Jews, it seems right. And then they read their Schofield Bible and go, I don't know, even though it doesn't say anything. Or something, but like, you know, and then it's like, I don't know. And then as soon as like Mondami or like that lady with the wrap on her head interrupts Trump, you gotta get out. And then I have to respond from now on. This is how it's gonna be. My hat was made by the Jew. My shoe was made by the Jew. My underwear made by the Jew. My sock was made by the Jew. Need glasses is made by the Jew. Need hearing aids made by the Jew. Need money that's made by the Jew. They're printed by the Jew. Need permission, gotta ask a Jew. Which religion they made by the Jews. Let's see, what else? The planes were made by the Jews. The trucks were made by the Jews. Ford was Ford was bought by the Jews. Dodge was started by the Jews. The war was started by the Jews. The wars were made by the Jews. The poison made by the Jews. Chemtrails were made by the Jews. Fluoride, fluoride introduced by the Jews. Let's see. Arsenic introduced by the Jews. Suicide introduced by the Jews. Homosexual introduced by the Jews. LGBT introduced by the Jews. Yeah, LGBT is ran by Jews. A lot of gays that live in Israel. Hold on. I gotta answer this. Well, if I All caps is on. Hang on a minute. Okay, well, using something lined up. Better not be doing that, well.
Story matters because Henry Ford was born in 1863 on a Michigan farm and
So Henry Ford couldn't stand the farm life and wanted to pioneer and make his name with cars, which ended up making farming easier. A lot of ranchers have King Ranch Edition Fords. Anyway, oh snap. Hang on, yeah, we're back. My shoes were made by the Jews.
Every single textbook we got as a kid came from a Masada. By the way, McGraw Hill, you know who started that? Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. Robert Max. You know who started that? Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. Robert Maxwell owns, every single textbook we got as a kid came from a Mossad agent.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Not my Texas history book.
So imagine if reincarnating's real and you were taught all this stuff, and then now here recently you incarnate, and then you got these people that couldn't pay attention. Why so many people don't understand, because it goes against everything that we were taught before school as a child, right? Or ancestors or past life. Some of us remembering those lives, the ones that were vaccinated the least or not at all, have more of these memories coming back at parts time in their life. But a lot of times it's just deja vu, daydreaming, or other excuses they call it. But really, it's just like that's what it is. It's just a memory of the past life when it takes over, like when you leave your body and go there, or when it's a dream that you keep re-experiencing. But anyway, like thank God for my ADHD kicked in every time class started. Look at all these people. Welcome to the Matrix.
Not all 11 of them.
Robert
Okay, who is
Maxwell.
McGraw Hill? They made all the textbooks, right? You ever look at your textbook?
When you were a little kid, it was made by McGraw Hill.
Oh, that's the publisher.
That's the publisher.
Oh my God. That was apparently founded by Jeffrey
Your whole life
Epstein's
is a lie.
Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend's dad.
Like, okay, so nobody, like, get home, their books are covered to protect the book with these paper sacks, like cheap versions of bomb sacks. Bomb sacks, apparently, my mom said, were like high end ones. You had money, you buy those for a special event, but most people got free Walmart or wherever with their groceries. These paper sacks. So, the common paper, cardboard color sacks. Um, cardstock, like, whatever you want to call it. But I don't remember this. I remember straight up seeing McGraw Hill everywhere. It was just normalized by that point. The math, the science, all of it. McGraw Hill studies. And I think I remember a little bit of the Maxwell name, but man, McGraw Hill sticks out. So I would always read that. So I would always think as a kid, it's starting to come back to me like deja vu as I do this. I seen this clip earlier. It didn't hit me, but no, I do remember like thinking of that name, and some of the reason I remember the name more than others because I would distract myself reading that name throughout the day associating it with all the McGraws I knew, like famous, like Tim McGraw. There's another Eddie McGraw or something. Phil, Dr. Phil, his last name's McGraw. Phil McGraw. And then I think I went to school, Kenny, a dude named Kenny. I think his name was McGraw. So, now I get it in the third grade and I meet Kenny, so boom, McGraw Hill again. I just repeat those names throughout the day, like autistic ADHD kids do. Just little stuff that was happening, all the vaccine side effects, the worms in my eyes, and all the little great things going down. I don't really remember all that stuff. And a lot of that stuff you tune out that when you get older. It's like because you're under these spells from the either the gifted or the autistic class, the CIA classes. What do you call that? The project, whatever. That weird noise. You know what I'm talking about. And all those weird computer lab. You went to computer lab is what we called it. And we had to do all these things outside of normal whatever on a computer. Just answer these questions. However, and all they would tell us is we can't help you. However you do it, you just got to do this stuff and answer these questions. And learn how to do this stuff. They didn't really get to see what it was. Sometimes she would come in and go, here, just click that one. Or whatever. But I feel like a lot of it was supposed to be. So if you don't know, I might be. I want to sponsor, get my logo on Tulsa Gator stuff, or at least on their fields or whatever, ever, and sponsor their game. I kind of said they're looking for sponsors, so I said interested, and then explanation, and then also wondering if we can do play-by-play coverage, or if you guys, what I mean by that, if y'all do play-by-play coverage, can we repeat it on our radio station? So we'll see what happens. And then they said, let's do it. That was the response. So I emailed them and said, this is what I'm trying to do. So what I would like is portable TV boombox. I want the China version. I don't care. That one. It's only $300. I'll get to watch the other games right here. This is what I'm going to do. So if you don't know what this is, Tulsa Gators, a developmental, whatever you want to call it, minor league, spring league here in the Midwest, since there's not a lot of spring football for everyone else. You got the Oilers indoor thing, and some of y'all may have indoor football at your big arena in the big metro. But here, a lot of more micropolitan areas and smaller cities are getting their take on the action. They're getting to build a team, a local high school or college to play in the spring. But my team is Tulsa Gators. Let's see what they got on Instagram here. Tired of Facebook. Let's try Instagram. If we don't know, that's what they look like, kind of NSU colors. And we like D2 and minor league. We like this and D2 for around here is what we cover. This for the spring, and then D2 sports are year round. Football, basketball, and baseball mainly is what we just kind of bring, kind of give the scores. We kind of bring it up, we're trying to get that on there. The website's got the scores all the time. But we do that on there, and we'll eventually get UCO hockey. I think they hit us back. They might be down. So this is like it helps people reach the college grade or pro level. So maybe you just like in between, you want to like take some time, maybe JUCO in the fall. Maybe you could do this alongside that in the spring while you're, looking to get another college position or while you're transferring right out of high school. Some people wait a year or two before they start college. Maybe you don't want to go in right now. You want to move first, or you're on this. You got a great job opportunity. You want to wait and do the college thing, get your money up, and invest in another side hustle while you're at college till you get back to that, whatever it is. Or maybe you just want to get back in and haven't played in a while. There's young and old and in between. So that's the thing. You get to see some people that still got it, and you see some new people that are just getting started on the same team, even working together. To be honest with you, the only game last year I went to, because I just started going. I went towards the end, I think. Yeah, a little brawl went out. Everybody on the field. Maybe the coaches got a little too loud. I don't remember what happened, but let's play some clips. And Broken Arrow's got the youth league football field. I think there's a couple places in Tulsa. That one I know for sure, like BA area where they do lacrosse and stuff. But there's multiple football fields with a press box ready for like high school and lower play right there. Youth league and high school. Anybody, high schools can pile in there if they have to. There's a lot of metropolitan high schools, and during like finals and tournaments, there is a couple schools that share fields that have to play other places when they play at the same time. And I always thought the high schools were like little, in the bigger cities were like colleges, like the small colleges. Anyway, no sound. Got daytime and nighttime. Go ahead and put them on because spring football is underrated. It's like the opposite, kind of an opposite vibe, temperature and weather wise. So you're wondering, oh man, start thinking it's going to get cold. Actually, it's cooler. It may be cooler at first with the late winters, but it may cool off in the evenings, which is perfect right about now. 80 today. It's going to be probably a perfect night. And of course, look, when has anybody seen an atmosphere and crowd like this constantly at the minor league developmental, no media coverage, still unheard of by a lot of people? Media. I guess I'm not following them on Instagram. Well, I am now. I'm following you everywhere else. I got multiple Instagram accounts, so that's probably why. But oh wait, they've already got a cheer squad now. I don't know if they're official adult cheer squad because last year they just had kids out there dressed in green cheerleading gear doing their own thing, and they were embarrassed as hell, like their parents put them up to it. Now I think they're actually rebranding. Are we on or are we muted? We'd love to partner with y'all, whatever it takes. If you cut us a deal right now, we're starting off. Message to the Gators real quick. I think they're actually developing their own cheer squad, so it's not weird. A bunch of little kids. I think these are actually young adults, or in between, whatever. Maybe you want to get on college gate. But anyway, we got an official Cheer squad. They've already played there. Oh, that's 21. Okay. Maybe they've had cheerleaders before. The game I went to, it looked like little kids. It didn't look like these people. They didn't look like official uniforms. Maybe they've had cheerleaders in the past. Maybe it was something they didn't make. Or maybe I just don't remember. No, I remember. They were embarrassed little kids. They've never done that before in front of people. You know how like when it's like cheer night and then all these little kids come out there that's never done that before and they do it and you get the ones that some of the kids might get a solo and they're just the smiling and the embarrassed. Yeah, that's what I seen that night. So it's cool that they got an official cheer team. Oh yeah, they might be good because look, I don't want to assume if you're not, but if that's a black gay guy, I mean that could be a great thing. And aren't they like great at gymnastics? They're usually sometimes a little gay, not always, or they dress or they act like it. Let's be honest, like a muscly gay black guy. Usually they're the ones that's like they coaching them shits and winning state championship type shits sometimes. I don't mean just a black guy. Now here we go, racist stereotype people. But I just mean, I don't know. Just it seems like some of the coaches on those type of sports seem to be a little feminine, whether they gay or not. I'm just saying nothing wrong with that. I judge people over here, so if you're gonna hate on me, then fuck it. I'm not. I'm not. I don't mean to say like that's what the show is. I don't mean to offend anybody at the staff at the Gators. I might probably have to cut that out. Damn, bro, like that's crazy. And then this dude look like the homie. He looks kind of Mexican native on the right side. Looks like the main homie. So you know what I'm saying. But also like I feel like he probably cheered for a while at high school. He had the cone. He lifted him up. You know what I'm saying. I don't know. He looks like a cone holder to me. You know what I'm saying. No weird shit. No, I mean it's a straight up observation. I just gotta you say shit like that, you always got to follow up with I'm not trying to be funny or anything or stereotype people. I'm making a factual observation here that, this might be something official, even though this was 2020, right? So I don't know what happened last year, so I don't know. But anyway, excuse me, I just need to shut up sometimes on that note. Might be a little feminine. What's wrong with me? See, like, look, you can't tell me that guy's not a little feminine. Stop playing with me. You don't see masculine mother Cade. What the hell? I heard tick, tick, tick. And then I heard, bro, oh, you're okay. I'm okay. You're good. I'm sorry. But anyway, the Gators are up, bro. They're about to pop. So this is a full on, I would say, 2A to 4A high school crowd. When I went, they had a decent away crowd. That even in D2, I went all the UCO home games last year, except like one, I didn't get there till fourth quarter because the bike messed up on me and the chain kept stretching. So it's like every 30 minutes, if I didn't ease into it, if it just bumped and the chain flexed, it would just fly right off. But once I was cruising, I could get down the road at 65 miles an hour. But once I have to slow down to a stop sign, a community, or a town, so I have to put the chain back on. Switch you know what I'm saying? So I did that about 5 times plus, and it caused me to get there late on the bikes, on the China bike, trying to do it. So, but I went to all the home games and observed that, yeah, there's like the families and shit make maybe sometimes they fill up the bottom row or the bottom, a big portion of the bottom right behind the players. There ain't a lot of away crowd, and they still got the band on the other side, which I don't care. It's the home, a lot of times when you got a big home crowd, you fill up the majority on both sides. That's why Boomers on one side, Sooners on the other. That's where that got famous for like the majority of the crowd being hung. So people think, oh, that's the away side because they're divided, and the end zones don't have seats here at the UCO stadium. But I'm like, no, bro, hold on. We got fans that sit on both sides now. It's getting big for D2s. they used to pack out and it's made a comeback. So a lot of people, the economy, they got busy and distracted, forgot about D2 and all the everybody bandwagoning D1. So yeah, I'm tired of D1. D2's where it's at. NFL, we don't have none. We have a minor league team we can support. So, oh yeah, the Cowboys or the Chiefs, so we're like right in the middle, so we just get to kind of be house divided on that deal. I don't care, it's all a ritual. This is real football. These are real local recruits. Some of them are transfers from other places. It doesn't matter, but like you got that too. You got country transfers, local recruits, you got everything. They're looking for players, they're looking for staff, they're looking for coaching, they're looking for media, they're looking for motherfucking and we'd love to be a part of it. So far, y'all don't got the scoreboards and all that jazz. If I had a whip, I'd be, I don't know. If I was set up right now and I wasn't suing the police and proving that they're policing for profit right here and that they sold my vehicle under the color of law and did nothing wrong, I'll win the suit. But they done Title 42 that they're trying to sell it. So I'm doing this thing just to stand up. So I don't have a reliable right at the moment until I get this bike fixed. But when I do, and I have this tablet and all this in my bag, I'll be able to stream everywhere. It'd be kind of cool just to go live on YouTube and have her repeat that onto the radio over here. But like, we could pull up, do the media, we could do the live scoreboards and the clock and all that. We have all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. So they went to the Four States League Football Championship. That's what it was called at first, or before that. They went as number two after a 35-28 OT in 2020, and they've come close here recently, I think. They'll just post stuff every week. Like right now, they need to be making hype videos. Get ready, our season's starting. That's my only thing. Is AI will do it for free. So let's work. That's what I'm saying. Like I can get y'all. Like, oh, we're just it don't matter, bro. I thought how many times I gotta follow this page? I thought I hit it twice. So that's my only thing. Is if y'all pick trending songs and you clip it short enough, Facebook and Instagram won't trip about the copyright like YouTube will. But make a YouTube page where you're doing the shorts, uploading at the same time, making them short. Well, no. Even if you're recycling all this footage from before and mashing it up, we can get it put together. I'll even maybe have to get a video editor, but program. But like a DAW, we can get something going. But I think AI will mash all that up. You throw the clips in an AI deal, and it just makes a mashup real fast. You pick what song you want, and we get it going. That's the one that I like. Even though Future is trash, Metro Boomin's beats are hard, and so that song, that clip of that song is Hero Villains or whatever it is. UCO uses it, but we can find something else, like Tulsa Gators. We already got the Golden Hurricanes. Now we got the Gators. What else we got? I think I don't know who AP is, but Active Production on Facebook. I know who they are, but I don't know what if that's like this. They do other stuff too. I think if we just have an official Tulsa Gators page on YouTube, maybe repeating it to Facebook. But right now, I think just YouTube. We'll promote it everywhere else with clips on all the other social media. And you just stream all the games live there. They stream all theirs. That's what it needs to be. A Tulsa Gators, the Arkansas Blitz, Bolt, whatever they are. And just have y'all's own pages like you do on here with the live stream. So yeah, easy. You can do the scoreboard overlay. If you can't keep up with the clock, you can turn that off. But I would be able to do it. I'd like to do it. Just can't right now. So anyway, yeah. We'd like to have their. We might get approved to put it on air for football coverage, which would be great. Anyway, we'll put them on enough. I think. I don't know. Not in a bad way. It's just I'll talk 12 hours about how minor league football's the shit. But I've seen this at Sam's, and if it's the same price, I can't get it. TV boom box. Maybe a Chinese cheap version. 300 bucks ain't bad. See, 180. Timu says 35. No way. No way Timu's like refurbing. I don't care if it's redid. Oh, it's a screen protector, of course. Used, open. I don't know, marketplace maybe.
This is how evil the Epstein's were. Not only were they kids, they were also giving them homework.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry to like gator people that don't know what's going on until I don't know if we want to. Hey, this is just what's going on in the world, and we have to report on it. So we're just here. We're a people discussion, and the people like minor league football and D2 football. There's just nowhere to be found anywhere. TV and radio. It's like pay per view or YouTube maybe, but damn, I'd like to hear it in the car, and I have to do all this. But if it was already on the radio, then it would just I'd constantly be reminded of it. Oh, we got a broadcast offline. What the fuck? Hang on, this thing ain't coming through for the website radio stream listeners. The Blue Jays messing with my stuff again. Let's make sure we're still on air, folks. This thing probably dropped altogether everywhere. It says we're still connected. TV says no internet. I got internet on these devices. Come on, folks. Hey, this TV's it's being like that, ain't it? So I guess I have to turn it off. For some reason it won't connect to the internet. Like you just and then it like you know what I mean? I don't understand. Hang on. Got no internet. Authentication failed or something like connect. Hang on, folks. We'll move on to the next thing. If I get this thing. Not connected. Quit. Come on. Not doing it. No reason. Got it. Now I got Boston here trying to get me. Come on, Leo. Get this boss. Or I'm going to go nuts. He's trying to get me. I see the waves up there like that. Holy shit. Oh, Leo. Get your Leo. Oh, shit. Fucking lost me to get out of here. Stand me down. Well, I know I'm screwed. Anyway, I hope we get approved by the Gators.
And to everyone who said that I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life because I'm crazy, and the fact that I don't want a man who took the juice or believes NASA or all of these things, dude, I'm here to build a team. When you raise babies, you can't be fighting each other. I can't be over here trying to convince you of something and you're like so determined to prove me wrong. We need to be a unit. And to everyone who said that I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life.
For delicious victims, then drag their lifeless bodies back to the kitchen and grind them into grinders.
You are a panic.
And guess what? You're eating it! Krabby Patties are people! They're people patties! You're eating people patties! For delicious victims, then drag their lifeless bodies back to the kitchen and grind them into grinders!
You're a panic. That's what I feel like that the Jews do. And let's go to a goy slop haunted house. Let's go to the goy slop 101 and pretend to be a goy waking up. Or some bullshit. It's illegal if the government's ran
Hey, my nigga, quick reminder. The more you fight with your brothers and sisters over shit like the N-word, Democrats versus Republicans, gay versus straight, men versus women, and etc., the more the elites that fucking eat children are laughing at you for not realizing who your real enemy is. They're toying with you like puppets and you still don't even see it. You're more triggered about words and politics than you are about these niggas that rape and eat children.
Wow, that's actually some real shit.
Shut up, bitch. Hey, my nigga, quick reminder. The more you fight with your brothers and
Yeah, shut up, bitch. Shut up, Meg.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you don't have to be one to understand that our history may not be exactly what they tell us. Did you know that all of the major cities in the United States had catastrophic fires in the 1800s and early 1900s that may not seem like much until you realize before the fires, this is what the cities looked like. We're told these magnificent buildings were just wood and plaster and thrown together in a couple of years for world fairs. But look at how massive these buildings were. This is Buffalo, New York, and we're supposed to believe this was built with horse and buggy and was just a temporary building? Does this look temporary to you? Something is not adding up. San Francisco also had a real treasure island, and this was Chicago, the White City. This is what's left of it. All destroyed in mysterious fires or controlled demolition. If you knew what we were taught in school wasn't exactly accurate, you might have some questions, like I do. Like, what could they possibly be covering up by burning these beautiful buildings to the ground? Maybe that giants once existed. Maybe that energy is actually free and can be harvested from the ether. Or maybe creatures we are told are mythological actually existed and still do. Maybe that our maps are wrong and the stories that we read about in the Bible actually took place here. But I don't know. I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Let me know what you think.
This is a quick one. This message is for Ted Cruz. So if you're not Ted Cruz, you can keep scrolling. I'll wait. Hey, Ted Cruz. Christ is king.
Oh, I'm definitely jumping on this trend. Hey, Ted Cruz, Christ is king.
Now, how the fuck did you get on this before me, Huck? Hey, Ted Cruz, Christ is king.
This is a...
Damn, I'd be on it already, but The phone I ordered had a delay, so I'm probably going to buy an overpriced one somewhere. I don't know.
Now let's talk about the oath. Because the officers, they swear an oath. But what are they actually promising to protect? So I do solemnly swear the officers into a binding agreement with the fiction, not with us. So when everybody's out here parroting, they're servants of the people.
How would they be servants if they're
No, but after we have decoded what people is, and you hear that statement, we're servants of the people. What does that say? We're servants of the legal fiction. We're servants of the of the paper kingdom. We're servants of that framework. We're not servants of you, the living man. And this is why they always get away with the things that they're doing. That I will support and defend. They pledge protection, but protection of what? Protection of what they swore an oath to, which was to protect the Constitution and all of the framework from foreign invaders, which is living beings, you and I. The Constitution of the United States, the paper charter, the corporate framework, the fictions. The next is against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Anything that threatens the paper kingdom's continuity.
So they see us as domestic enemies, or some places they call it foreign enemies, whatever. No, we're not. But in reality, it's them. They're not from here. They're not natives. They're Jews. They're not native to anywhere. They don't have anywhere that's their home. They want to live everywhere. They live everywhere and nowhere.
So when you stop participating, they want to protect the ability for it to keep going. So the revelation is the oath binds the officer to protect the paper kingdom, not the living man. A living being who does not consent, does not merge with the paper, and does not step into their created roles is, from the system's view, foreign and alien. What is not listed here, the living being is not listed anywhere in the Constitution, like I said, because the living being is not party to the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't claim jurisdiction over the living. It only claims jurisdiction over the entities it creates. And so if you start looking at these things this way, instead of the way that you probably formerly were looking at it, you can start to form your own rebuttals to the things that they have to say. The living stand outside the paper kingdom and the paper kingdom can't house us.
Wisdom.
From the system's perspective, the living being is always outside. So this right here, the paper kingdom, as I said, the offices, persons, and citizens, all of that, this paper statuses and roles, and then here's us, foreign, alien. So we're foreign because we're not a creation of the system. It didn't create us. We're alien because we exist outside of its jurisdiction. We're not a paper fiction, so we can't exist in it, and we're unbound, so we're not subject to.
Again, last year they announced, the government said that corporate fictions don't have rights under the Constitution. Like, even though she's explaining how the Constitution is a part of the corporate fiction, or at least, as far as I know, the very least the one they made after the Civil War. The charter.
To its internal rules. It's like a corporation or a business, and you write the internal rules of operation of the business. We're not subject to it. We're not its employees. We're not its creation of. We're not inside of its jurisdictional scope and boundary.
When you're getting things inside, you're getting notices, somebody's sending you bills or whatever it is. I mean, they're not talking to you. They're talking to the paper fiction. So when you know what they are and how they operate, it's easy to know how to talk to them. So right there, you just need to let them know that, hey, I'm not this all caps paper fiction name that you're talking to. I'm actually the living, breathing person, living, breathing man, living, breathing woman. And you have me mistaken for somebody else. You are talking to this other entity, and then you just.
Now, I grew up in a trailer house, y'all. The first part of my childhood, if not the first half. Right? I don't know about all that. My grandma's They stayed in that double wide, and it's still here today. I'm in one now. I don't know about, and I got an RV, a full-on RV, and it's got a good door on it. But I don't know about these little screen doors. That's the final option. I feel like you pump the brakes. If I'm sitting in the right thing or something, objects, knives, sharp points on of stuff I got crammed in there. Because when I'm hitting the road, I like to cram what extra shit in there while I'm on the road that I can set up outside, like cooking stuff, a cooler full of things. One of those battery powered coolers would be kind of cool. There's all these different things that you can cram up in here and pile up in the front. But I get it. More room for people in the back. Oh, they put this shit behind that? This gotta be AI. So one, that's gay as hell. Two, possibly a third or and maybe a fourth roll or a fifth, and then you got this bullshit. Everybody needs to develop this. See, this is it. You got all that back there you can cram shit in. Everybody can sit up front while you're on the road. You got space. They can fold down in the beds.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Take the ride on the West Coast here. Holiday road.
That's it. We all just pitch in for gas. We just like pitch in money and so, you know, we all start pulling it in, me and the homies. We got something like this. You see, I got 5 mile a gallon or something like that with this RV. I'm gonna have to see how, because you got to get stuff compatible with that motor. But anybody that's perfected fuel injection or whatever, I think it's fuel injection. You got the kits and you got all these sensor things that make it compatible with hydrogen. You can get the hydrogen kits, and if it's compatible with your car, it'll work without that sometimes. Problem seems to be they don't want to dump too much fuel in there, thinking something's wrong if you don't make it compatible and adjust things with this deal. So it being a 97 V10 Triton, kind of crappy motor, but be kind of interesting if we clean the motor out or just run it on hydrogen. Make hydrogen clean.
You know what the most important tool in every shop is? Beer. Most people might think it's this average size screwdriver, but nope, that's not it. Some people might think it's an OBD2 scanner. Nope, it's not it either. Most important tool is beer. Because if you can't figure out how to fix it, if you drink a beer, you really won't care that you didn't know how to fix it. So if they don't find you handy, at least they'll find you hammered. We'll see you in a bit, you crock of shit. You know what the
Why are you, as a man, not scheming and conspiring with your bros to take over a local government? Even if it's just a school district, these positions have real power. You know, you put 5 vegans on a board and all of a sudden kids are learning that meat is murder. Don't let your conspiracies be theories. Send this video to 3 friends you want to start scheming with. This is Fritz Johnson, signing off. Why are you, as a man, not scheming and...
Cucamelons. Tiny, tangy little wonders. These are like little baby watermelons, don't they? Children love them. Chickens love them. I love them. Seems like the bees love them too. Grow your own. It's easy, wild, and it'll make your garden pop. Cucamelons. Tiny, tangy little wonders. These are like little baby watermelons, don't they?
Why are we not allowed to talk about it? And why is it now that we're all between 40 and 50 years old do we have lucid dreams, dream about empty shopping malls, find secret rooms in our dreams, know that we can fly, know that we can astral project? I can control the things that I do in my dreams. Or did you realize that you can't train us because we're not good with authority, we don't listen real well, we ask too many questions? Why are we not allowed to talk about it? And why is it now that we're all between 40 and 50 years old do we have lucid dreams, dream about empty shopping malls?
You just don't realize how many back roads your town has until you ride with someone that has warrants and a suspended driver's license. just don't realize how many back roads your town has until you ride with someone that has warrants and a suspended driver's license.
So go and grab a slice of Pizzagate. John Podesta's here to serve you each a plate. Tony's pouring fresh adrenochrome you really need to taste. And Barack bought the hot dogs for over 60K in just a single day. That's what our taxes went to pay. Careful though, he'll take you paddleboarding if you tell his secrets. And stay away from his husband, she's meaner than he is. And Bill Gates is over there with a syringe and gloves, cause he likes to vaccinate the kids before he drinks their blood. And who's that chewing on a pineal gland? Oh, that's just Hillary with all that frazzle drip on her hands. That's red-handed. And there's Bill with jizz on his pants. Galena wiped the stains when her plane from Israel lands. So someone grab the spirit cooker if you looking for the gravy. Abramovich, who is not a witch, well, maybe. And Gaga don't drink the goo from little babies. That's crazy. She's honestly a really nice lady. And look, it's Kevin Spacey right off the set of a movie. He shot in his basement with a child and George Clooney. Weinstein funded it. Spielberg directed it. And Bono made the music and sang at a kid's benefit. And George H.W. Bush is pulling the car up with every man in his family, even Barbara. Ellen's on the way from Diddy's house with Sean Carter. Cause here at Comet Ping Pong, the club is what you're part of. Oprah's on the way, but she'll be late. She's stuck in human traffic. We'll just have to film the sacrifice and show it to her after. Go and throw it on a lacy dry, but don't be losing that shit. Where's Anthony Weiner's computer? I thought that Huma had it. Just relax, take a nap with that guy in the Biden mask. Even if they catch us, we'll be fine. Just give it time to pass. Jeffrey's got our back, this shit is under control. Cause he reports directly to the people running the show. Well, gee, who could that be? What a mystery. Even with the evidence, there's not a single hint to see. And these conspiracies have been mistaken all along. So I guess we'll never know just what is really going on. So go and grab a...
Oh my god. He literally sampled the Juice song and flipped it on the beat, kind of like 8-bit. You know, kind of put a little thing like that on there, like a gate or something. And then was like, I guess we'll never really know what the fuck really going on or whatever. And they took the cops come and took them out, or the IDF. And the whole line was redacted, like everything he said, every name he said, he had the lyrics behind him, like it was released on the DOJ with all the names and adrenochrome and things that he was saying openly, redacted and behind him. Great content for the radio listeners. We're on Facebook and YouTube and the website. Become a sponsor today. We're trying to get our FCC license as soon as they let us get one.
Slice of Pizzagate.
I don't usually make these kind of videos, but this is such a good hack that I have to share it with the world because this will make your milk last more than 3 times as long. And it will restore it back to its raw status, like regular store-bought milk will go back to being raw. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but just hear me out. It's super simple to do. Let me just show you real quick. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen the video where the guy was taking half and half.
All right, we're back with the car, bike, and milk tutorials, mainly milk tutorials. Yeah, this video is strictly, if we're muted on YouTube, this video is just explaining how you can restore store-bought milk back to its raw state, getting rid of the chemicals with this thing. We're going to show you the latest technology on detoxing. If you can't get raw milk very often in your area, and there's something you can do. Anyway, whatever, let's go. Might just have to have. He's going to say it in the background, and we're going to interrupt with what he's showing on screen here with these papers. Again, it's a popular trend to beat the algorithm. Today, we're going to talk about cars and how to drive one. Here we have and he starts going off about, but watch what's on screen if you're watching. If you're driving and you're playing the YouTube instead of an audio player because you want to see some things at a stop sign or a stoplight, don't even worry about it. I'm going to try to narrate it real fast. I don't want to risk nobody on the road, but here, anti-Semitic, anti-Shemitic against people with the lineage of Shem.
And he was pouring half and half into the
There are 3 main distinct genetic, ethnic, or ancestral divisions of Jewish people. Ashkenazi, 8% maybe. Central Eastern Europe is where they're from. The Sephardic, 15% maybe or less. Spain, Portugal, North Africa, but they're all together. Mizar, Middle East. I know they're all together.
The regular milk, and he was explaining how
They say more than 80% of Jews are Ashkenazi. Today's Ashkenazism constitutes more than 80% of all the Jews in the world, vastly outnumbering Sephardic Jews. In the early 21st century, Ashkenazi Jews numbered about 11 million. The Israel numbers of the Ashkenazism and Sephardicism roughly equal.
that was restoring some of the fats that had been removed from the regular milk, causing the regular.
During World War II, nearly all Jews became Ashkenazi. And I can't even read that. Ashkenazism was estimated to be. Let's see.
Fats that had been removed from the regular milk.
Estimated to be 3% in the 11th century, going to 92%, 1830, near the population's peak. So there you go, 80 to 90%. Why? Well, that's because they got them all to sin and go, look, this is our culture. We can do what we want. Say it's God's chosen people. The same thing, because the Pharisees governed them. They wanted a full, uncensored place. Like they knew that Christians were rejecting what the Pharisees were selling. It's just, that they were really doing a bunch of shit that was against everything, trying to destroy everything, right? So anyway, like 1% or 2% to 80, 90%, the population's peak. The Ashkenazi population was significantly diminished by the Holocaust carried out by Nazi Germany. No, most of them were Germans and other people, so that didn't happen. They're everywhere. They just dismantled. During World War II, which did not kill about 6 million Jews, affecting practically every European Jewish family. In 1933, prior to World War II, the estimated worldwide Jewish population was 15.3 million. What? Israel demographer and statistician Sergio Di Pergola implied that Ashkenazism comprised 65 to 70% of Jews worldwide. For those of you that think they're not all like that, they are, because this is the culture. The other few don't know anything different either, because for the last hundreds of years, it's been Ashkenaz. The face of Judaism. When you Google it, or when you want to know more about from anybody, it's immediately Ashkenazism, and nobody can explain what the alternative is. Oh, but it's because the Sephardic Jews have the same culture. Just they're not murdering babies and killing the Goyim. $10 million. And, oh shit, my bad.
How that was restoring some of the fats that had been removed from the regular milk, causing the regular milk to basically.
You don't recover from 92% population takeover. You just blend in at that point. You just try to look like us and go, no, not me, not my name, post October 7th, not my name. Oh, they're not Jewish. Okay, well, explain to me if that's 90% of Jews are not Jewish. What is actual Jewish culture? There is nothing in the Bible that explains what that is. People go, oh, they got to be like Jesus, Christ-like. But the Jewish religion rejects Christ. It says that in the Bible. They developed their way off that, and they would stay like that. Their hearts would be hardened, and their mind would, or whatever. Cursed for 10 generations because of it, and that their whole population would full on become the synagogue of Satan because of the curse, or the curses that they receive, which is why they all wake up in pain and hacking. And us being Judeo-Christians, we do the same thing because we're proselytes, or at least you don't know that that's what you're being.
Be
You don't recover from 90% plus of the population being of that culture, religion, believing in the Goy, Gentile, and that they, all that's normalized. The pedophilia, the right to rape rallies, that's their culture. And these people trying to make it look like they're just making it look like there's back and forth. It's the right and left, like they believe different things, but reality they don't.
Last longer and just a little bit
All of them today are Ashkenazi Jews.
healthier, So, but there is a better way. Check this out. Raw milk. So what you want to do is you can buy just a little bit of raw milk, and that little bit of raw milk, you just pour some of it.
tracing the history of the Ashkenazi Jewish ancestors.
into the regular
The word Ashkenazi is thought to come from the name something, the descendant of Noah.
milk. And when you pour it into the regular milk, it'll actually
The word Ashkenazi is thought to come from the name Ashkenaz, descendant of Noah.
restore not only the the nutrients or the microbiome, but also some of the fats because it's usually a little bit fattier. So
Genesis 10:26. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Moab, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and who? And Tyrus, the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, Togmar, the sons of Javan, Elijah, Taurus, the Kittites, the Rodanites. From these maritime people spread out into the territories of their clans, their nation, each with its own language. The sons of Ham, Cush, Egypt, Put, Canaan.
it'll do both. Okay, now you can still obviously use the half and half to restore the fats as well, but the raw milk will restore the micronutrients.
There we go. Not descendants of Shem and not descendants of Shem. So Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Medea, Jehoram, Tobola, Meshech, Tyrus, Ashkenaz, Riphath are not descendants of Shem. Talking about descendants of so Noah, Shem, Ephraim, Elam, Asher, Agog, Ram, Woe, Eber, all that stuff. You know, you got Almadad, or however you say his name, Shalef, Hazamaveth, Jerah, Hadaram, and then it goes on Jebah. So yeah, Ashkenaz are the son of Comer and Japheth. They're not the son of Noah. Jacob's down at the bottom is Israel. And Eber, straight down from Shem, is where you get Eber.
Nutrients and microbiome that's been removed from the
Anti-Semitic.
Organic or the regular pasteurized milk. It's almost like they're trying to poison us, with this pasteurized milk.
Etymology. Ashkenaz identified with the Scythians. The intrusive in the biblical name is likely due to scribal error, confusion. Involved with a nun. Ashkenaz figures as one of the three kingdoms north.
By
the far north, the others being many, the Erzon corresponding to the Urtu, called on by God to resist Babylon. No. Genesis, Rabbi Bergen mentions Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togomer, German tribes, as German tribes or as German lands. Ashkenaz is linked to Scansia, viewed as the cradle of German.
Taking out the micronutrients that actually restore this, which by the way, some people that are lactose intolerant, they can drink raw milk because it has those microbiome and the micronutrients or whatever in it. So they won't be have a lactose response to raw milk. But anyways, all you got to do is pour a little bit of the raw milk, just this much into it. And here's the
blood libel. Let's see, the baking of
crazy.
So yeah, they used to reenact the crucifixion during the Passover. The accusation often asserts that blood of Christian children, especially covered in historically blood libel claims, have been made in order to count the otherwise unexplained death of children. So yeah, during the Passover, you'll see a lot of kids go missing, and that's just Jewish culture.
Easy part. You only have to do this once because once this milk gets low.
You want to know where your kids went? Check the local synagogue beneath it.
You can pour the remaining.
Magog families from him are named Magogites, but who are Greeks called the Scythians, and equals of the Jews. As to the Scythians, they take a pleasure in killing men and differ from brute beasts.
of your regular milk that's been reintroduced with the raw milk into the next gallon of milk that you get. And it will.
Then there's Revelation 27:8. No, and when 1,000 years are finished, Satan shall be loosed out of the prison and shall come forth to deceive the nation, which are four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to the war. Number of
will actually continue restoring that same microbiome. And raw milk does.
So there's 2:9. I know thy works, tribulation, poverty. I know thy works, tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are synagogue of Satan. I will make those who are the synagogue of Satan claim to be Jews, but are not, or lie. I'll make them come and fall down at your feet and acknowledge that I have loved you.
Doesn't really go bad, by the way. It kind of just like ferments sort of, or sort of turns into like a slurry or kind of like a cheese thing. It doesn't like turn rancid like regular
red juice.
Pasteurized milk turns rancid and goes bad. It's terrible for you. But just like these
the red juice.
Poisonous things they keep pushing into us. But anyways, this is one really cool way to reintroduce the microbiome of raw milk into your world, because once you do that,
Ashkenazis, they came up with that term because that's them. 90% Jewish government in Germany at the time, all the media, everything like today.
There really is no going back. I mean, you've seen the light.
People are talking about the Epstein files with George Bush and Bill Gates, but I'm still stuck on the jester. Now, jesters are one of the reasons that Epstein and these people got away with everything. Basically, we're looking at D, B, and C class celebrities. For this video, we can use Rainn Wilson and Chrissy Teigen as examples of this archetype. Allegedly. Rainn Wilson released disturbing tweets talking about harming children in 2009 and 2011. Now, you can look these disturbing tweets up. I don't want these tweets to hurt my honey butter's eyes, and I don't want that darkness overshadowing the beauty of my videos and my jacket, okay? It has a dragon on it. He also released a video in 2014 with Soul Pancake on YouTube of him doing really weird things, sexual things to a chicken, a stuffed animal chicken, and you can look that up if you want to see my drift. Chrissy Teigen is also known for having written really disturbing tweets about children, and you can look these up as well. They're awful. Here's how the court jester archetype works. The freedom we, the populace, give the jesters to be disturbing is the degree to which parasitic people believe they can continue to get away with their dark parasitic antics. What if on some level the human populace's degree of compliance with celebrities being weird is correlated to how dark and weird these parasitic people continue to be? Jesters were actually used for psychological warfare. According to Wikipedia, the jesters would ride in front of troops to mock and distract the enemy. Jesters are tools, barometers, for measuring public opinion and outrage. If a jester puts out disturbing words, and there is no public outcry, this signals to the monarchy that the public is indeed tolerant of disgusting behavior. Now, in archetypal context, the jester is seen as a warped reflection of the king. You'll notice his hat mimics the royal crown, and his scepter mirrors the scepter of the monarch. He is simply an archetypal outlet for the monarch to tell the public the truth about what the monarch really is. And have you noticed that Hollywood comedians are often overly perverse?
His entire job consisted of saying, "Take a look at this," which is what he used to say to Mary-Kate Olsen in her dressing room. Bob.
What if they are there to test the waters? How disturbing can these actors bend reality into being, to warp the minds of the populace to think that disturbing words are normal? But the wild thing about humans today is many people still think actors are just actors. They believe the idea that actors are contributing some sort of message to humankind, which is what actors were originally intended to do, is crazy. 15 years ago, little love, when Epstein Island was in operation, we had these celebrities tweeting extremely dark tweets. Most people just wanted to laugh and close their eyes. When people wish to be complacent and dissociated from the evils in front of them, this just symbolizes to the monarchy a degree of public consent. And keep in mind, cutie pie, that jesters can actually come in political form too.
Epstein was cool. There, I said it. Jeff Epstein, not a pedophile.
Pedo thing, it's like, they're really pedophilia.
As long as they're funny and entertaining and a little bit obscure, they could always be a jester. I know what you're thinking. Could I be a jester too? Of course I could be. You should be weary of me and anyone you see on a screen, because that means you're thinking.
Come on now, what happened, buddy?
People are talking about the Epstein files with George Bush and Bill Gates, but I'm still stuck on.
My husband won't leave LA. He believes Jews can't live outside of urban cities due to anti-Semitism. I just want to move back to the South. No, it's because they don't do manual labor. No one wants to hurt Jews. That doesn't happened? Do you know how many white people have physically attacked Jews in the United States in the last 50 years? So few that they have to pretend it's happening. Your husband is retarded. No offense, Kelly. But if he really thinks, do you realize that yesterday, my talk with the Jewish dude, he said that because they lived through the Holocaust, they have to have the homeland of Israel. Okay, that may have worked in the 1960s for people. I would have had compassion. No one alive lived through the Holocaust. You know what his answer was? Watching Schindler's List. That was a movie based on a book made by a Jew who's been accused of pedophilia. That's not living through trauma. So when someone says, oh, Jews have to live in cities, when they say they were ghettoized and everyone forced them into ghettos, they live in ghettos. They live in cities because all of their little scams require people. There's no Jewish farmers. My husband won't leave LA. He believes Jews can't live out.
There's no Jewish farmers. There's no Jews on the construction site building the derricks, building the radio tower, skyscraper. There's no Jews at the bar. They don't do fucking manual labor. They never have. Their whole existence is getting out of like fucking suffering with us, but keeping us suffering. Crazy.
Outside of urban cities due to
hours.com tick.
My husband won't leave LA. He believes Jews can't live outside.
Hours.com tick. As she's going to the servants, whatever he says to you, do it. And then he gets up, he goes over.
Ever since my eyes met the world, I was breaking through the chains like a match to a flame. I was born against the grain. Oh, oh. They say I'm broken in the brain, got a shot of kerosene in my veins. But hey, 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 they better be concerned now, cause it's my turn, and I'm only getting hotter. Take a step back or you might get burned, cause I'm a fire starter. I'm a fire starter. Ever since my eyes met the world, I was breaking through the chains like a match to a flame. I was born against the grain. Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
It's a reasonable question, but the trouble is, you can't pick up the phone book. There's no Langley in Israel that you can look up, CIA, or in our case, the Mossad. We thought we should ask, what shall we call it in English? You can translate the Hebrew words, as I said, Mossad is institute, but when they write a letter to their friends in the CIA or the British intelligence, what do they call themselves? It took a while. It was a matter of asking the Prime Minister's spokesman. The best you could do, because officially the Mossad is under the Prime Minister's office. And I think he sort of wondered why you want to know and all that, so we explained. And he came up with the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. I mean, if it were to have initials, it would be ISIS. Just simple words like that. Interestingly enough, kind of a British model. The British don't really like the names MI5 and M.
You know, Hamas, if you look at the history, you'll find out that Hamas was encouraged and really started by Israel because they wanted Hamas to counteract Yasser Arafat. And you say, well, yeah, that was better then and served its purpose, but we didn't want Hamas to do this. So then we as Americans say, well, we have such a good system, we're going to impose this on the world. We're going to invade Iraq and teach people.
I'm sorry, what?
How to be Democrats. We want free elections. So we encourage the Palestinians to have a free election. They do, and they elect Hamas.
Mr. Roman, are you aware that we are sending $40 million a week
to the Taliban?
Yes, sir.
Can you name other instances of foreign aid going to terrorist organizations?
We have assisted Al-Shabaab in Somalia. There's been instances of the Khamsi network in Sudan, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, Kataib al-Hezbollah, Hayat Tahrir al-Shams in Syria. Dozens of terror organizations have received indirect assistance from U.S. foreign aid.
Could you elaborate a little bit on the mechanisms in place that are to stop foreign aid from going to terrorist groups, and why are they not working?
Is this me or is his face painted red? Why does he look like the devil, bro? What the fuck's going on? God, that's all. Let me know a little further.
Working if we have any in place.
Sure.
And I would note that these are terrorist weaponry. You see some AKs, SKSs, some snipers, some clips, some clip carriers, probably made in China. And I believe these are small landmines here beside right there.
I'm sorry, what?
If you're a believer who struggles with food, might I suggest eating biblically instead of following another worldly diet? I'm going to tell you that you can only have like a fourth of an avocado or a half a cup of rice. Might I suggest eating in accordance with the values and the principles outlined in the
In the Bible, it says that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. So then it says that something is wrong because the herbalists of today are not healing anything. So what is the wrong? Is that they are not selecting from the repertoire that God made. They are selecting from what man made. Peppermint was made. Comfrey, aloe vera, garlic. Garlic was made. Yet you and I have been told for many years that the best thing for pressure is garlic. In the Bible, it says that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. So then it says that something is wrong because the herbalists of today are not healing anything. So what is the wrong? Is that they are not selecting from the repertoire that God made. They are selecting from what man made. Peppermint was made. Comfrey, aloe vera, garlic. Garlic was made. Yet you and I have...
Every time, have you ever gotten in trouble or ever got a summons, it's your name versus what? Watch this here.
The state?
Anthony versus the state of Texas. Who is the state of Texas? Don't you have a right to see your accuser? Don't you have the right to cross-examine your accuser?
You have.
So who is the state of Texas? Just a straw man. Why is it the straw man? Because your name is all capital letter. You become a company.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go over there and cross-examine the building, now can I?
No.
So now, he's looking, well, I don't understand. I said, Your Honor, Exhibit B. When my government name is Anthony, that is correct. But the way I was taught to spell my government name legally is capital A-N-T-H-O-N-Y. That's my government name, legal and binding. I would have to do paperwork just to get it changed. Yes, I see that there. Then how is that me? I'll wait. I'm who you want me to be. So we looking into it. Okay. You said I'd done this here. I don't deny that. But the curb can't answer no question and it tell no lies, Your Honor. I need to cross-examine it. That sounds stupid, don't it? I need to cross-examine the curve. It caused the thing?
Yeah, yeah.
You bring all the witnesses, right?
Yeah.
Where's the curve? It was a witness of what happened. He caused it. See, that's why I'm telling you something. It sounds so stupid. But you gotta remember, everything is just a stage play. That's all it is. It ain't if you right or wrong. It's who got the best argument. Who can persuade the jury to get what they want. Because at the end of the day,
They going to have a drink and laugh and talk about it. You don't believe me? Go home and watch Law and Order. I do. How they make up shit? Every
It's a Cummins Banshee. No, I wish. It's been around for like 14 years. Full 6BT Cummins motor in it. 47 RE trans. Ford 9-inch rear end, Volkswagen front suspension. Just came down to get some diesel, you know? It's a Cummins Banshee.
I named Thomas Massey.
Thomas Massey. He's honest.
Massey's a complete and total disaster as a congressman.
He's one of my favorite members of Congress.
Frankly, as a human being,
He loves the Constitution.
this moron,
He loves liberty.
there's something wrong with him.
And he's tough.
This loser Massey, he's a real loser.
He's going to really go after the intel agencies.
He's disloyal to the people of Kentucky.
Thomas Massey, who's just terrific from Kentucky.
He is disloyal to the United States of America.
I am sorry if one of your billionaire donors is going to get embarrassed because he went to Red Island.
Oh, he got tired. I named Thomas.
Walking on top of a massive energy source. By placing these two different metals in the damp earth, we create a flow of electrons. It's constant, day and night. It's not much from one pair, but link enough of them together and the voltage climbs. No solar, no wind, no green.
It's crazy. Didn't the files that just come out confirm that the government is a bunch of like crazy whack jobs, and every conspiracy that we ever thought was like a conspiracy turned out to be actually be true? Still paying taxes, the FBI lied under oath, and all these people are under investigation. Not a single one of them is going to face any accountability or any jail time. Wait, what time is the game on today? 6:30. You know what's crazy? Didn't the files that just come out confirm that the government is a bunch of like crazy whack jobs, and every conspiracy that we ever thought was like a conspiracy turned out to be actually be true? Still paying taxes, the FBI lied under oath, and all these people are under investigation. Not a single one of them is going to face any accountability or any jail time. Wait, what time is the game on today? 6:30. What's crazy?
Have you guys seen that movie with Channing Tatum that came out in 2024? Crazy thing about this particular movie, because they always have to show us, is that even if you haven't seen it, you've seen it.
I forgot you're on your own island.
Hey. Look, I don't want to sound, you guys want to come?
Thank you.
It's good to be back.
Phones, please. So do you think the human sacrifice is before or after dinner?
Here they go again, desensitizing us. Talk about something really dark and heinous, but
what's crazy is that we got onto a plane with a bunch of dudes we don't know.
Forgetting is a gift.
Huh?
Sater said forgetting is a gift.
Oh. I don't get it. We need to call the cops.
Yes.
We need to call the FBI.
Yes.
We need to call the cops and the FBI.
Okay, but wait. Wait. Say we call the cops and the FBI, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're like, Hi. Hello, please send help. Slater King and his buddies are doing horrible things to us. You're gonna be like, what did they do? We're gonna be like, we don't know. Because I've been secretly erasing memories with perfume, I guess.
She really won't remember any of it. The worse it is, the more they forget. Ultra gone. We'll get her cleaned up and she'll be back to having the time of her life. Amazing.
This is impossible unless I've been here before.
You really can't make this up. And then the antidote is snake venom that they figure out counters with the memory erasing effects of the island's perfume.
Which is crazy. They put
Really?
venom in
Snake?
all the vaccine and everybody fucking remembers now.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, it's probably nothing, but it's on Amazon Prime, so go watch it for yourself. Have you guys seen that movie with Channing Tatum that came out in 2024? Crazy thing about this particular
Not all humans are operating at the same level of reality. Most people will live and die on level 1, never knowing the others existed.
There are levels? Like a video game?
Exactly like a video game, except nobody told you there were levels, and the system was designed to keep you on the first one forever. Level 1, you live inside the system completely. You work, you consume. You believe what you're told, you don't question it, you're not unhappy, you're just asleep.
Ah yes, the tutorial level. Permanent residence for most of humanity. Respect.
Okay, but
tutorial level. Permanent residence for most of humanity. Respectable.
Okay, but how do you even know you're on level 1?
You don't, that's the point. Level 2 starts when something stops fitting. The routine feels wrong, the news feels scripted. Repetition starts to bother you, but you can't explain why. You just feel it.
That feeling when you're watching the news and your brain goes,
Oh, you're on level 1.
You don't, that's the point. Level 2 starts when something stops fitting. The routine feels wrong, the news feels scripted. Repetition starts to bother you, but you can't explain why. You just feel it.
that feeling when you're watching the news and your brain goes, wait, this doesn't add up, but you ignore it and watch Netflix instead. That's level 2 knocking.
I've had that feeling. I thought something was wrong with me.
Nothing is wrong with you. Something is right with you. Level 3. You start questioning everything. Religion, politics, science. The people around you call you crazy. That's not a sign you're wrong. That's a sign you're moving.
What's level 4?
You see the architecture of the manipulation. How fear controls decisions. How food affects consciousness. How music programs thought. How media manufactures reality. The system becomes visible, transparent.
Ah, so that's what
with you. Level 3. You start questioning everything. Religion, politics, science. The people around you call you crazy. That's not a sign you're wrong. That's a sign you're moving.
What's level 4?
You see the architecture of the manipulation. How fear controls decisions. How food affects consciousness. How music programs thought. How media manufactures reality. The system becomes visible, transparent.
Ah, so that's what this channel is. A level 4 distribution service. Makes sense.
Level 5 is where most people who reach 4 get stuck. You stop blaming the system. You turn inward. You realize you've been co-creating your own reality the entire time.
Wait, so you're saying we're not just victims of the system, we're participants?
Active ones. Every time you felt fear, you voted for their reality. Every time you repeated the negative thought, you built with it. That's uncomfortable. Most people retreat back to 4 and just stay angry at the system forever.
That's actually harder to accept than the conspiracy.
Always is. Level 6. You understand that thoughts aren't just thoughts. They're frequencies, instructions. The brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. What you focus on, you literally build more of. Neurologically, physically, in your actual life.
So the person who wakes up every day expecting things to go wrong is literally constructing a reality where things go wrong. That's not pessimism. That's architecture LMAO.
And nobody teaches you this.
Because a person who understands this doesn't need the system to tell them what to think, what to fear, what to want. They become the source, and that person is ungovernable.
And level 7?
Watch a 3-year-old. They wake up and the day is already enough. No news, no validation, just presence. That's not just innocence. That's level 7. We were born there. Then the system taught us to need things outside ourselves to feel okay. And gratitude, real gratitude, is just remembering what you already were, before all of it. The moment that lands, the entire architecture of control collapses because they built the whole thing on one assumption that you'd never stop looking outside for the answer.
So we were born at level 7 and spent our entire lives being systematically downgraded. Outstanding onboarding process, honestly.
So the whole journey is just going back to where we started.
Except now you see the whole map and you can't be put back to sleep. They built the cage from the outside. The lock was always on the inside and you had the key the entire time. Not all humans are
And tears again. This is exactly what he was talking about or what the Bible and all religion refers to about we have to revert back to being childlike in nature. Because we were out in nature as a kid. We were at level 7. We felt and heard all these frequencies. They told us we was crazy. You got ADHD, you need drugs, you need education, he needs to go to school. What's wrong with him? Level 7. I was definitely at like level 7. Now I'm coming back and I've surpassed, I think I'm at level 10. I don't know. I don't want to say that because I still beat off. So I got to be bouncing from 5 to 7. When we could all be at, when we're back to source. When you realize it's not external worship back to your fake life, when it's internal realization, the Christ within, that we're all Christ experiencing.
Not all humans are operating at.
Don't ever forget, Jesus is a Jewish person.
You know how for years you've been told about how this country was built on Judeo-Christian values?
The Judeo-Christian value.
This nation was founded on Judeo-Christian values.
The Judeo-Christian principle.
It turns out the Judeo part is not really a big fan of the Christian part. Not just the Christians, no, the OG Christian himself, Jesus Christ.
What do you think about Jesus? Well, he smells really, really bad.
What?
Because right now he's in boiling feces.
I thought you guys were buddies. You can say that on podcasts. Wait, can you please explain this to us?
Because Jesus went against God by telling people that they should follow him instead of God. And he spoke against the sages. And he was a Makhtiar Rabim. He was what's called someone that entices the public to sin. And the punishment
90% Ashkenazi, which means 90% Jewish, full of sin, normalized to it, accepting it. They're the ones with right to rape rallies, and it's okay that rape's not a crime if you're Jewish, and all this other stuff. Right to rape rallies, bragging that abortion and everything else and murder to all goys is all their culture, that we have to be servants to the Jews. That's not what the Lord said, or God, or anybody. Fuck out of here. They have a different God.
against the sages. And he was a Makhtiar Rabim. He was what's called someone that entices the public to sin. And the punishment for someone that entices the public to sin is to go to Gehenom, to a segment of Gehenom, the 7th level of Gehenom. And there's a certain section in there that's boiling feces, and that's where he is.
Wow, the Jewish Gehenna is a very interesting place with very interesting VIP sections. I never imagined you hated Jesus so bad. I mean, maybe if you met him, you would like him.
And if your Yeshu was here, I'd hang him again.
Okay, so you really don't like him. But maybe this is one extreme rabbi, an exception. Maybe other rabbis who speak.
Yeah, left and right, people try to find every red herring that 90% of them, or at least people still that identify as Jewish, as like separate from the rest of the world. I'm just a person. Yeah, my mom's Jewish, but I'm not Jewish. I'm Christian. Fuck these people. That's where they should be at right now, if they're honest. But let's find out. Maybe we're tripping. Maybe that's just one extreme rabbi who's on cocaine, or just drinks all the time and doesn't tell nobody. Maybe he's sinning and lying about it, and the rest of them aren't. Seems to me like it's a normalized country of sin, 90%.
Hebrew will be a little nicer.
Same thing from the Hebrew speaking. He's punished at every waking moment. He's in boiling feces, 7th layer of hell. That's the Talmud. You forget to mention that, huh?
Damn, that is a lot of bubbling feces. Okay, so it seems that you really don't like Jesus. Not even a little bit.
They never read the New Testament, because if they read it and they still follow Christianity, they are brainless people, even if they are doctors and lawyers and scientists and prime ministers. Then you're moron. How stupid you could be. You killed our God. Who was your God? JC. If it was God, we could kill him.
Yeah, they totally have no respect for you guys. No respect to you or Jesus or even his mother, Mary.
We saw what happened with the revelation of Maria. 2,000 years of suffering came to the world. Christian Inquisition, Spain, Portugal, Holocaust, pogroms, from a dream of a prostitute. JC is almost a mamzer, because his mother cheated with a Roman soldier.
Pope of 50.
So just replace your Sunday service with these clips. Like just one Sunday, since most of us stopped going to fake Judeo-Christian churches, if they were honest and just come out about us. Like, just imagine, oh, I'm going to go to a Jew sermon one time, pretend to be Jew, do all this crap, right? I'm Jew, and you go in there, and then boom, the first service. Well, this is fluent in all the synagogues.
1,500 years ago, he actually said that Mary Magdalene was a whore, was a prostitute. So the whole religion is standing on testimony of some hooker.
Well, I mean, all religions on each other. But at least you can try to pretend to be nice. At least you can show love to your brothers from other religions. Respect them and their places of worship.
In a war, we go to a war, we occupy. Let's say we occupy Lebanon. And over there, there's idol worshipping places. We have the same obligation to destroy it. Why? Because now we live there.
The golden calf people. To knock off the big statue of Christ in Brazil. That bothers these people.
Dude, those Christians have been sending you billions of dollars all those years to kill our people. Don't you have any kind of gratitude? What more do you want from them? What more can they do for you?
I just want to say this to our Christian friends. You guys are worshiping one Jew. That's a mistake. You should be worshiping every single one of us, because we all die for your sins every single day.
Suffer from a lack of identity and self-confidence, and that they have to worship us.
Instead of hating the Jewish people, you should love us. You should kiss our feet, you fool. We're the chosen people, not you. Not you.
Why don't you love us, you mother? You know, for years, people in the West were told that Muslims hate them for their way of life. They hate Christians, they hate Christ. The media featured the most extreme and stupid radical Islamists and told the West this is how Muslims feel towards them. Hundreds of hours of coverage of this in the Western media, but never once they covered any of this. This is how they feel about you. And what do the traitor pastors preach in their sermons?
God was a Jewish rabbi. He's coming back as a Jewish rabbi.
Yeah, no wonder those people who worship them. And by the way, all that shit those rabbis and Zionists say about Christians, those paid traitor pastors have a perfectly beautiful explanation for it all. But that's another video. Stay tuned.
It's very simple. They want to be Jew pedophiles. That's why these pastors promote the Judeo-Christian life, but then, oh, he got caught going after one of the, I don't know.
And then I guess you answered this one, but in 2026, AI, I said it again. I said AR.
AR-15? Are you talking about guns? Like, what's going on, dude?
AI tools are a legitimate co-editor rather than just a shortcut.
That one is such a huge topic, but I will say there are editors out there now that are using AI software and cutting documentaries and narrative films with AI software. I'm not even going to say the names because it's just going to put me out of a job. But literally, I mean, I'll say there's like Eddie AI and a couple of other ones where you could, you could literally put all of your footage into this software, and you can tell it, I need a rough cut of this documentary, and it will spit the whole thing out. The problem with that is, and this is where a lot of people are going to have issues, is you don't watch over all the footage, so you don't know inflections, you don't know if there's something missing, and I've tested it out just to see like what it does, and I felt like I was driving for the first time. It was a weird experience because I didn't get to watch all the footage, and I'm just trusting this robot to make something. And then I tested it out with an interview, and then I went back and watched the interview and cut it myself. We cut it vastly different, and it says it gets you there. It gives you topics and all of that stuff that they talked about, but then it cut so many good things out that it could have been a but, or it could have been an or whatever it was, because it's trying to be clinical again, and you could probably with updates or whatever tell it to leave that stuff in, but it missed a lot. It totally missed a lot. It missed the complete human element of it. It just grabbed the best sounding bits and created timelines.
Is it trained on what social media wants to see, or
both? It could do social media, and it can do just
both social media and a personal thing. Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably what it is. Like, especially it's better with shorter stuff right now. It's getting better with longer, but I noticed like Instagram and real short videos for somebody like the Tulsa Gators, this would be easy. They don't got a lot of team right now that could continuously make content. Be easier just to take clips of their footage. Because I think with like OBS, they claim, I haven't figured it all out yet, that you can like set tabs during the stream, and then it'll put them there and you can go back to it while you're live. And then you can just screen record and cut those, and then it'll format and do everything for a short video. But all those clips, you throw them in there and say, we just want the best touchdowns. We want to, and if they don't have, any celebration, just cut it off into the next touchdown scene. We want the ball in the air already. Unless it's a quick pass. Then you can get a little bit of the quarterback snap toss to somebody, or, a quick forward pass. You get to do that stuff. Just cut it out and just go pop, pop. You can do different ways, even if you looks like a bunch of catch, 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 almost land right after each other. We could do that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to make Tulsa Gator content and see if they'll use it. So, to promote it here on my channel, because I want to get them and eventually get UCO over here as they get bigger. The biggest D2 team in the state, I think. And they talked about and are building everything to go D1. It's not about wins anymore. It's about money and size and connections. Although they had 11-1 record last year, and this season in football they flopped. We'll see what happens.
So we'll protest against pretty much anything, but we won't protest against the Epstein files. No. Why is
It's actually quite simple. They're not being paid. All of these protests, all of these mass gatherings are paid.
So anyway, I apologize earlier for saying that, but anyway, who cares? I'm just making a valid point. You know what I'm saying? I had one of the 80s PE teachers, the short hair, the gym shorts, like a female gym bro. You know what I'm saying? A female 80s gym bro type. And I'm only 28. And it was my dad's gym teacher, too. Ended up running the city pool where I moved to, away from the town I started. So, you know what I mean? I point out these things. It's just stereotypes. And we point them out because a lot of these are positive stereotypes. Notice how I ain't out here Bible thumping, hating on gay people. I specifically target the gays, trannies, and LGBTQ members. I got a lot of gay friends that are against LGBTQ for being Jew and pedophile. But, you know what I'm saying? But the ones defending it saying, it's ma'am. They're loud and they just won't piss like the rest of us and leave. They have to make a scene every time they're in the bathroom or on the court. If you didn't tell everybody you was trans, they wouldn't be bothering you on the fucking football or the basketball court. Because now it seems like you want them to know like if there's an agenda behind it. But if we just thought you was a woman, probably wouldn't have thought nothing. If there's not this, I have to let them know it's man. I mean, man. That's kind of weird. It's like just a creep mindset. Like some people really think they're feminine, others are just weirdos and they're whatever they feel like this week. We got, you know what I'm saying? So excuse the stereotypes. I don't do a lot of the offensive ones, but stuff like that, that's an obvious thing. You know, like a lot of band directors are nerds. You know, there's a lot of gym teachers too. Gym like sport playing band directors that played football. A lot more than you think. A lot of them aren't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that write the music, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? A lot of music talent. I don't know. There's a lot of stereotypes. And if I stereotyped anybody earlier, I don't want that to ruin that. I'm just one guy. I don't represent the whole project. I'm just a guy that discusses stereotypes with every race, religion, sometimes on this podcast, so we can laugh about it. Family Guy style. Like, yeah, that one's real. We all scared to get in the water. You know, all my friends are scared to get in the water. So it's whatever. You know, they're scared to get in the water around big giant fish. Some of them can't swim, so the life jacket ain't enough. They're just terrified, fear of drowning. But it's not just a. I mean, that is a stereotype. But when the apocalypse came, they'd already be hid somewhere and be doing good. We'd be out there trying to fight it. So, you know what I'm saying? That's not all of them, because you got a lot of black people that are right there with us, and you got a good portion of white guys that are scared of that shit too. They'd be running off the tip. But it is a stereotype majority. We need to be honest about our stereotypes. And Jewish stereotypes are true too. All the stereotypes, all the even dark ones. You know what I'm saying? So let's just be honest about our stereotypes, be honest about ourselves. It's part of the growth process. We don't make the change to a better place if we don't. I mean, this is like an internal change. We all have to change. So not all stereotypes are bad. Some of them are, even for Christians. This fake external worship and this fake, oh Lord, please just forgive me. I'm about to beat off again as soon as I leave here. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe I still make it into heaven. Heaven's within, buddy. You can go whenever you're ready. That's not this thing that maybe one day you'll get there. And all these works, none of that matters. You have to understand what it is. It's within. You can get there and leave this place at any time. No, I'm not talking about self-inflicted. I'm talking about you can leave and come back. Meditate enough, you'll understand. Once you raise the chrism up to the top of the spine and out the pineal, crown of the head, let's work together. This is the last bit here. I want to get this off. This is how we grow. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear me talk, do the stereotype thing, I apologize for nothing, because I mean, if I want to bring people together, one thing that brought people together was Family Guy, South Park. It made us all love each other once again, despite our differences, except the Jews. So anyway, because the Jews don't see us all as subhuman, and it's become 90% belief, a 90% standard belief amongst the Jewish community. And maybe not every single person is okay with just normalized rape, pedophilia, and murder. But their brothers, their mothers, their dads, their uncles, it's their culture. So maybe one Jew is, that's not me. They can't say nothing because you can't go against another Jew no matter how bad it is, because that's their culture. All the sins that Jesus came to free us from, they stood on and made a culture on. And their goal was, well, fuck it. We'll get everybody. We'll get all of them to do it. And then it won't be no different than us. They'll go down with us. We'll take the whole world down with us. Notice their kosher food's the same fried crap and sugar. But what's actually different about it? Is it any healthier? I don't seem to think that it is. Can somebody prove to me that it is? Less junk in it. Yeah, but it's still people food, right? Hebrew national dogs. Well, they're the ones that have to have these cannibalistic meat, and have gotten us eating and feeding out for it. What if it's just cleaner cannibalism and more of a healthy, you know? They look like they're rotten alive. How many white Americans that don't have a Jewish lineage look like these Ashkenazi Jews? Like, I mean, come on, Jacob Berger, open, he's against the whole culture, but like, yeah, how many white guys like my dad who are Christian, whatever, you know what I mean, look a lot like that, burn red like that in the sun at the beach, just like he does. I think that's because we're all on the same fucking demonic diet that the Lord warned us about. So I'm kind of curious. Does the Bible list side effects or like people rotting, etc., from cannibalism? What about other religions, if any, claim facial changes, aging, demonic possession, etc.? Weird claims about old forbidden cannibal rituals and why not to do them for my sermon this week. So it's not like I'm a weirdo wanting to be, and it thinks that I'm trying to learn how to do that shit. I don't want to do that. I'm about to put you on. Since we know McDonald's and Subway, the primary two faces of Goyslop, oh, it's healthier. You're eating iceberg lettuce, the main GMO lettuce, the face of GMO lettuce, iceberg, ice tray. Call. I don't need it. I don't need it. Symbolic and spiritually, more like a medical side effect list. Always has a curse, judgment, extreme breakdown of society. Never something acceptable. These passages say people will eat their own children during siege and famine if they abandon God, so we're doing that. Not a ritual. Portrayed as what happens when society collapses spiritually and physically. Real example, horrific event. Second book of Kings. Two women agree to eat their sons during a famine to stay alive. Those non-approval is meant to show total desperation, moral collapse, consequence turning away from God. We're at this point now. They took away all the food. Nothing's growing out here in the wild. I look every day. It's like peak morale season, and there's not nothing but hen in the woods. Nothing's growing. So we'll just continue to go back to McDonald's Gold slot because we have to eat or what? No, you don't. You don't have to fucking eat. Science proves we don't have to eat at all. But you're fiending, and you have to go back and get it. The demonic spiritual acid. I want to take him because of my stress directly, but even human flesh tied to defilement and impurity. There we go. Thoughts associated with pagan age rebellion. Let's see. Sacrifice children to demons. Consuming flesh. Aligned with demonic systems, not God. The Quran is very vivid here. Backbiting is compared to eating flesh of your dead brother. That tells you how disgusting and spiritually corrupt it's viewed. Cannibalism is deeply unnatural. Violates the dignity of the human body. But mainstream Hinduism strictly forbid it. His ahimsa, non-violence. Their rare extreme texts, gory practices. They may eat small amounts of human flesh from cremation sites, use it ritually to protect fear and attachment. Not about hunger or pleasure. Not mainstream. Seen as extremely controversial even within Hinduism. That's why the Indians, folks, well, there's your little seed right there of connection of why the Jeets and the Kikes, excuse the language, but I dropped the song where I said that and they're getting triggered. But, it's not regular Indian and it's not the ones that convert to Christians. It's these ones that want to kill and destroy everything and get us all eating each other. You know what I'm saying? They team together. All the scammers that do this, they team together. They have similar rituals and similar Freemason sectors. So yeah, that's what I would consider to be those two words. There's Christian people that I know are Americans that are India that they don't think like that at all. So no, you might find offense to that being like friends that I know. No, that's not you. You're not that. That's a term that specifically I thought went to these people that want to team with the synagogue of Satan and try to get rich and kill us all. And they let Bill Gates in. And he's been kicked out of India before for vaccine poisoning, but they let him back in during COVID. Teamed up with the Jews again. So yeah, there you go. Ideas confronting death, not becoming corrupted physically. Come on. Even eating human brain tissue can cause Carew disease or Prions disease, symptoms trembling, loss of control, mental deterioration, death. So there's, you know, physical changes in folklore, pale or rotting appearance, inner decay, symbolic, rapid aging, seen as a spiritual consequence. Let's see, so that's all there, but okay, we got this. Unrelated, but can we get presidents and or celebs throughout history like Biden, who in their last days were seen. I copied it, it did nothing. Let's go back. Okay. Ronald, they tried to say they were random disorders and not connected. Ronald Reagan, Alzheimer's disease, memory loss, confusion, cognitive decline. Not proven, but early signs alleged while he was in presidency. Woodrow Wilson discovered a severe stroke in 1990. Symptoms: partial paralysis, impaired cognition. Again, we're all getting these symptoms now because we're all eating the people food, the people meat, eating brain meat or whatever. His wife and aides reportedly managed many duties afterwards. Joe Biden, public discussion exists about verbal slips, slower speech, but no confirmed right. Fuck out of here. Parkinson's disease with Muhammad Ali, trembling, slowed movement, but yet he was fit. But yet he was fit. He was famous as fuck, like the biggest ever do it at one time, but a legend, right? Right? Then you look, Bruce Willis, personality changes, language issues, cognitive decline. King George III, even way back. Way more than that. This AI is not going to do it because it's censored by the Jews. But anyway, he gives us some of the truth. That's it. It's already after 4 into the RFO show. Back to the regular on the radio.